Morbius is coming out at the end of January-ish, with Jared Leto reprising the role of... Not reprising, that means he played it before. It's Jared Leto playing the role of Morbius for the first time. Okay, now let's get into the comic book. Issue number 1 of Morbius. We start this issue off with Melter. Let's call him D-Bag because he's just experimenting on all his homies. What a fucking dickhead. But during this experimentation, his bad guys, I guess his cronies, however you want to call them, just start getting picked up. They're just getting fucking mangled. They don't know who's doing it. They just assume it's this monster because of, I guess there's probably growling. You can't tell in a comic book, right? But there's crazy shit happening. They're assuming it's a monster. Oh, I wonder who the monster is. Oh. Eventually, there's just one guy because the other person running away gets picked off. He looks up and he just sees Morbius. And this is our introduction to Morbius. He's in full vampire form here and this isn't your freaking... I'll post the picture so you can see what Morbius looks like in the comic. This isn't your freaking Twilight vampire where they're all like hot and stuff. No, this guy is fucking gross. Just ready to wreck people. But he's not fully a vampire. He still has this humanity left because he gets into this big philosophical speech as he steals the serum from douchebag. D-Bag, if you want to call him for short. He eventually injects the serum into his neck and it starts to work. Like he becomes, his human form again. It's not like freaking all the movies where they can switch back and forth. No, this guy's permanently looking like how he looked in the issue that I just showed, the picture, I mean. Unfortunately, it doesn't work, this serum. He reverts back periodically, or briefly, I mean, and then all of a sudden he just goes full vampire and he's worse than he was before. We also get introduced to this chick. I don't know who she is yet. She's like got a Van Helsing type of vibe, really cool, really badass. So I'm really looking forward to see where we go with her. Issue number 1 was my first introduction to Morbius, and I gotta say, I didn't hate it. It was pretty good. When he went off into that monologue, I wasn't a huge fan of the words they chose because it just didn't seem like something a person would say. I really liked Melter, aka D-Bag. He was a really funny character, provided a lot of levity to the scenes. Otherwise, it would have just been like a really gory graphic novel. I'm really interested to see where they go with Lady Van Helsing. That's what I'm gonna call it for now, but who knows, maybe in the next issue we'll find out who she is. Tune in next week for issue number 2 of Morbius 2019. We've talked about